Hi everyone, welcome back and thanks for joining us for another episode of FPL Fix. We're down to the final 3 game weeks of the season, so whether you're chasing rank or clinging onto your mini league lead, every single move is crucial from here on out. I'm James, and as always, this week I'm joined by Patrick.
Hi everyone, in this one we're breaking down the latest transfer trends, the key players to target, and of course revealing our own teams ahead of the deadline. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, it really helps out. Now, let's get started. James, how was game week 35 for you?
My game week was a bit of a rollercoaster to be honest. It all kicked off on Friday night with the Man City game. I had to watch Cunha and Aït-Nouri both hit the post, with Aït-Nouri on my bench, but fortunately Ederson somehow came through the game with a clean sheet. He didn't make a single save, but still picked up a solid 6 points. Marmoush was a bit of a letdown though. He played out wide instead of through the middle and just didn't carry the threat we were hoping for. On Saturday, I only had 2 players with fixtures. Robinson was in the early kickoff against Villa, but only picked up 2 points. And then, the moment the rageometer came back into play. The Everton lineup was dropped, and my punt, Doucouré, was nowhere to be seen. I was absolutely fuming. He'd played 85 plus minutes in Everton's last 5 games, but in typical FPL fashion, the week I sign him, he vanishes, not even in the Everton squad for the fixture, and I was really disappointed. But then, at exactly 3:28 on Sunday, my game week completely turned around. My differential captain Jarrod Bowen scored at almost the exact same time as my Doucouré auto sub Yankuba Minter. Even though the goal cancelled out Burns' clean sheet, those 9 points were massive for me, and he was less than 1% owned. And Mbeumo picked up 1 assist, which was quite lucky, but pretty much exactly what I wanted from him given his expected ownership, and how highly captained he was. And then Isak scored a late penalty and picked up all 3 bonus points with it. Everyone else blanked, but I still ended 17 points above the average, so I was really happy with the green arrow. But that being said, after holding Palmer through all his blanks, it was classic FPL that the week I finally sold him, he bangs in a double-digit return against Liverpool. So yeah, quite a few ups and downs, but overall, a decent week. How did your team get on?
In game week 35, only 4 of my players returned, but in a week where the average was 41 points, I ended up doing well. In the Friday match, Gvardiol did really well, picking up 8 points for a clean sheet and bonus. When Akanji was subbed on, Gvardiol moved back to the left and looked really attacking too. Marmoush did blank in that game though, and I made the right decision benching O'Reilly, who was hooked off early and only produced 1 point. In the early kickoff on Saturday, Martinez was great for me in goal, with a 9-point return. In that game Rodgers played 2, he created 2 big chances but no attacking returns unfortunately. Munoz, Saliba, Salah and Murphy were all really disappointing, combining for 5 points between them, but Bowen saved my midfield with a nice goal and another big 9 points. In strike, along with Marmoush, I had Mateta who was poor and subbed off early, but my captain Isak stepped up. He only scored through a late penalty, but 18 points with the armband was a massive boost. So yeah, quite a few disappointments, but I'm really happy with the overall outcome. Picking up another green arrow meant I climbed up in my mini leagues.
Nice. Now let's move on to game week 36, and we'll start with the most transferred players. We'll start with the transfers out like usual, and I'll be honest, I'm quite surprised about Saka and Salah being top of the list. I know they might have been sold for managers to bring in KDB, but I'm not absolutely convinced by the move, and I think Saka will be great for 37 and especially 38 now Arsenal are out of the Champions League. Have you had any thoughts about selling Salah, Patrick, and would you be getting rid of Saka if you owned him?
Saka scored 1 goal and probably should have scored another against PSG. His minutes should be great now and I expect him to do well. I wouldn't be selling if I owned him, to be honest. Salah being sold isn't worth considering in my opinion. The team will be trying to help him break the records, so even if they're already on the beach, I expect him to do well.
Mateta's next, and I know there's a chance he's off penalties now, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got a couple of returns against the tired Spurs team after their Europa League semi-final.
Murphy's next, and I completely understand it. He's getting less minutes now, and I think there are better midfield options for the run-in. Luis Diaz is last on the list, and he didn't play a single minute in their last game, so no major shock to see him being sold.
Moving on to the players being transferred in, and KDB has been brought in by over 200,000 managers already. If he starts against Southampton, he's a great option and could even be the best captaincy pick. His teammate Gvardiol makes the list again in 3rd spot. He picked up the clean sheet and bonus points in City's last game and has Southampton next, so he's a great option.
The Brentford boys take up 2nd and 4th spot with Wissa and Mbeumo, and they both look like great options and could really run riot against Ipswich.
Chris Wood is last on the list. He's on 19 goals so far this season, and I expect him to reach the 20 mark against Leicester.
Yeah, I think he will as well. So those are the movers in the market this week. Let's see how many of them feature in the players to target section. As you can see on the screen, the top teams to target now are Man City, Brentford, Nottingham Forest and Wolves.
Yeah, and there are loads of quality players to target from those teams in all positions. Starting with goalkeepers, and Sells just edges Edison for the top spot. He has more routes to points with his saves and has a fair chance of 2 clean sheets from the last 3 fixtures. Flecken is another one who can pick up save points, but it's a close call between him and Jose Sarr for that last spot.
Guevara is a top pick again in defence. He picked up 8 points last game and has a great chance to equal or improve that against Southampton. Milinkovic and Collins are the others on the list. They both have attacking threats on top of their clean sheet potential with their fixtures. De Bruyne and Mbeumo are the 2 best captain options this week. Mbeumo is nailed in for 90 minutes and on penalties, but if De Bruyne starts again, his potential is enormous.
Bellegarde takes the last midfield spot. He's massively differential and could be worth a punt in the last few weeks now he's back from injury. But we do also have to mention Bowen. West Ham don't have the best fixture run, but he's a gem. He's picked up 28 points in the last 3 games, which is incredible when the Hammers haven't won any of those. In strike, and this is where things get interesting, Haaland tops the list, but he's only there if we have news that he's in the starting squad for Southampton. If we hear nothing, then Marmoush might still be a good pick or hold instead.
Yeah, it's definitely risky though, and it would be hard to get Haaland with his price, even if we think he starts. Wissa's next, and is in great form, and along with Mbeumo, he's got a great record against the promoted / already relegated teams this season.
Cunha is last on the list, but it was a tough call between him and Wood. Cunha should be locked in the team, with Strand Larsen possibly out, and as we've seen already this season, he has massive potential. Wood's form has dropped recently, but with Leicester next, I expect him to get back on the score sheet. Okay, now it's time to move on to our team reveals for the upcoming game week. Why don't you start things off, Patrick?
For game week 36, I'm starting the exact same back line. Martinez in goal again, Munoz, Saliba and Gvardiol. They are all playing away this week, which isn't ideal, but they're also capable of returns. In midfield, and O'Reilly comes back into my team for the fixture against Southampton. Next to him I've got Bowen, who's been great lately, then Rodgers and Salah. Both of them have been underperforming recently, but I'm hoping they can get back amongst the goals. In strike, for now I've got the armband on trusty Alexander Isak. He's not got the easiest fixture, but I still have full confidence in him. Marmoush and Mateta finish off my lineup. They both have good fixtures, so I'm quite confident going into this game week. How's your team lining up, James?
Okay, so my current team is on screen, but I'm a long way from being locked yet for this week. Starting with my defence and goalie, who are all locked, and I've got Edison away to Southampton and Robinson at home to Everton, who both have a good chance of a clean sheet. Munoz is next, against the tired Spurs team, and Aït-Nouri versus Brighton. They don't have the best clean sheet chances, but should both get opportunities for attacking returns. Bowen and Mbeumo are 2 of the best options this week, so they're both in the team, and I do have the armband on Mbeumo at the moment. Minter will start for me over Doucouré. He has the slightly better fixture and he deserves his place after his brilliant goal against Newcastle. Up top, Chris Wood is another one of the players who's locked for me, but the players at risk of being sold are Salah, Isak and Marmoush. I've got 6.4 million in the bank, so I could do Isak to Haaland for free, or take a hit for KDB or Cunha, but honestly, it all depends on potential City team news before the deadline, so my team's completely up in the air until then.
Okay, well, that wraps up our teams and picks for game week 36.
Let us know in the comments what moves you're making. Transfers, captain picks, all of it. We always like to see what everyone's planning.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like and hit subscribe. It really helps us out.
Good luck this game week, and we'll be back and hopefully donning a couple more green arrows next week.
Yep, we'll see you next time for game week 37 preview. Thanks for watching.